Hey basketball coaches and players, today I'm going to give you some quick 7-second basketball plays that you can run with your team and you could even draw up during a game. These are super simple. We're going to start up against a man-to-man defense and then we're going to transition over to a 2-3 zone, as those are the two main defenses that I see teams run at the last 10 to 15 seconds in a game. Let's get down to the clipboard. Let's check these out. Okay, so first off, I am starting in a 5-out offense. If you run a 5-out offense, this is definitely a great play for you to draw up. Definitely also go check out my 5-out basketball complete guide down in the description below. In this first play, we're going to have the corner players. They're going to be setting back screens for the wing players. If you don't know about the 5-out, this is the wing, this is the corner, this is the point. They're going to be setting those back screens. Next, we're going to be having player 4 cut towards the rim, and same as player 5. Now, if they're open, definitely hit them up with a pass. If they're not open, one of them has to screen for the other. So let's say player 5 had his hand up saying me, or whatever your code word may be. We're then going to be having player 1 dribble over towards this side. Player 3 is going to be setting that screen as well. Player 4 is going to then pop through, and this is going to be the second option for a shot. Now, if you need a 3-point shot, this is definitely the first option to run. But if you're okay with getting an option for a layup and then for a 3-point shot as a secondary option, then this is a great play. Now, if you're running up against a 2-3 zone defense and you run a 5-out offense, then this next one, what's probably going to happen is a trap or double team up top. They're going to be forcing that player towards the sidelines, and these wing players are going to be moving up. What I want to see happen here is player 5 to go and screen for player 1. Player 1 is going to use player 5 as a screen. He's going to be dribbling over here. That's going to be drawing player 5 up. And after the screen, I want to see player 5 rolling towards the middle. Now, at this point in time, we're going to have two options. Player 1 could pass to player 2. If player 3 doesn't leave player 2, then player 1 could take that shot. Next is a pass into player 5, who, if he had an open lane, he could go to the basket or he could kick it out to player 2 for the shot. There's a couple of different options here at least. Now, once this screen happens, and let's say nothing's open, let's say player 1 came over, quickly fought through, player 3 stayed down, player 5 cut off player 5. I want to see one of these two players cutting across, high cut to the high post for a quick shot from the high post. Now, if you still have maybe 1 to 2 seconds left on the clock, we could have a drive by player 4, kick out and 3, but at this point, on a normal play, that option could be there, but if you only have maybe 8, 7, or 6 seconds left on the clock, then this option's not going to be there. You're going to need to either hit player 2 with a shot, player 1 with a shot, or player 5 with a layup, or player 4 cutting across for the shot as well. Now, if you're running a 4-out, 1-in offense, a quick 7-second play that you could run is actually really easy. And what we're going to go up against first is a man-to-man defense. We're going to have player 5 back screen and screen away to player 3. Meanwhile, player 4 is going to be screening for player 1, and player 1 is going to be using that screen. Player 3 is going to be using that screen and cutting towards that low post. At this point in time, player 1 has an option for a 3-point shot or a mid-range shot. He also has an option to pass to player 3. If player 3 isn't open, I want to see him continue out. And at this point in time, I want to see player 4 rolling towards the basket, with player 5 setting a screen for player 2 going down towards the corner. Now, the idea here, you may have enough time to get this layup. If you don't, then you would have had to hit player 3 for a shot or a layup, or player 1 hitting a shot. Or if this is any other time where you have a lot more time left on the clock, you could hit player 4 if he's rolling towards the basket, and with this back screen, he could kick it out if this was too contested for him for a 3-point shot. Now, if you're running up against the 2-3 zone, it's most likely going to sort of look like this. And from here, what we are going to have is player 4 he is going to be cutting towards that high post. At the same time, we're going to have a pass over to player 3, and player 1 is going to go down into that low corner. Now from here, player 3 has a couple of different options. Number 1 is if he could get that pass to player 1 fast enough, that could be a shot. If he doesn't, then what he's going to look at is player 4 taking that mid-range when he's cutting across. If player 5 pops up, this would be a quick pass down for a layup. Now another popular set that a lot of coaches and teams run is a 3-out, 2-in. And what we're going to have here up against a man-to-man defense is player 3 and 2, they're going to move down towards the corners. At this time, we're going to have player 5 and 4 go up and set a screen for player 1. Player 1 is going to decide which side he wants to go to, and I want him to try and drive towards the basket, with player 5 in this case cutting down the middle of the key. The reason why we want to do this is if player 3 leaves his man, player 1 has now multiple options. He could pass to 5 for a layup if he's open. He could go for a floater if he's open as well, or he could pass out to player 3 for a 3-point shot. Now against a 2-3 zone defense, it's going to be a very similar play as what we had against the 2-3 zone when we were running a 4-out. We're going to have a pass over to player 3. After that pass, player 1 is going to then cut down towards this low corner, which is going to shift the defense like this. We're then going to have player 5 instead, this time, cutting up towards that high post. And player 2 is going to be moving a bit higher, roughly in line with that side of the key. Now the idea here is to overload the side quickly so that we could have a mid-range shot by player 5, which could collapse multiple players where he could kick it out as well to player 2 for a 3-point shot. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.